So for the past few weeks, we've been waiting to see what deal is the Senate going to come to provide much needed assistance on a number of different fronts that the American people had just been desperate for. They're facing this eviction crisis. They're worried about coronavirus. There's still tons of people who are unemployed. And so finally, we've got no, they left. There's no deal. Nope. The Senate has officially adjourned through Labor Day, despite not coming to an agreement on its next coronavirus stimulus package. Or that same sentence could be said a little bit more generalized for public consumption is the Senate officially decided they get weeks off despite not doing their job during an emergency. That's the way I would have put that. Despite the biggest domestic catastrophe of our lifetimes, the Senate came back briefly after a 3-day weekend, did nothing, provided no aid, and then decided they're going to leave for a week so that they can go raise money from donors and stuff. That's what they did.
I have a slightly different take on this, John. In my opinion, the Senate did do its job. Its job is to make sure that the people who donate to them are fine financially. And that has happened. That has happened, incredibly, despite all of this. And the reason for that is that not having aid gets rid of the competition and creates the certain folding of small business, which I think makes this country happen. But the people who come together and donate in large numbers reliably are the big businesses, are the big icebergs that are going to melt last. Yeah. And they're waiting for all the other icebergs to just kind of disappear. And so the stock market's doing fine. They have Trump. Because of the Senate not doing anything, they hand Trump a quasi-perceived win that thankfully didn't resonate as huge as he thought it would. So
with his fake executive orders,
their terribleness has created a situation where Trump can claim a victory by cutting unemployment benefits by 33%, which is insane. But
and potentially you never even get that lower amount. And even if you do, it'll take weeks, but you probably won't. And even if you do, after the weeks, you will probably end up having to pay it back. Yeah. And I'm assuming that by December we're all going to be rich, so paying it back won't be a problem. Yeah, exactly. And now all it costs for Mitch McConnell to do that, what you just laid out, is that people continue to wallow in unemployment and economic disaster, while 1 to 1.5 thousand people die every day. That's all it costs, which isn't actually a cost for them because they're okay. They're making huge amounts of money. Billionaires are doing very well. And so here's the thing. We did have an update from Mitch McConnell who said that if some kind of deal is reached while the Senate is on recess, members will return to Washington, D.C. for a vote. And I would have to say that if having them in rooms together with the nation's eye on them, battling it out for 2 weeks doesn't lead to a deal, obviously them all going to different parts of the country and not speaking to each other, that's how you finally get the deal. So I'm sure that's going to happen. And we're not going to suddenly reach September 7th for them to finally come back and start again talking about some possible stimulus.
Taking August off should be a huge loss for the Senate because it's so French. It's the Frenchest thing you can do is take the entire month of August off, and they do it every day, every year, and they need to stop, and they need to suffer consequences of it.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.